Union.
We love it, love it, love it, love it, love it.
Papa's House premieres CBS Monday, October 21st, part of CBS Premiere Week, and streaming on Paramount Plus.
Fall fanatics, it's almost here. Along with rain chances increasing soon, I'll show you when crisper seasonal temperatures return. Live from downtown Marquette, it's your 19 News.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kevin Hodge. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, we'll tell you how today's drop in interest rates could affect car loans, mortgages, and credit cards. Plus, we're taking a deeper look at what to expect when some of the country's top mountain bikers come to the UP to compete in the Margie Gesick race. And a long-running Italian restaurant in Ishpeming is set to close permanently at the end of the month. We'll go over some of their history. Your 19 News at 11 starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 11.
Air, you are just delivering time and time again this week. Look at you. I applaud. What else do you have for us?
Right, absolute control over what is happening with the weather. Nope, that's not true at all. But we do have clear skies for the evening. That is going to change in the next 24 hours or so. And then those lows will be down in the 50s for the most part. Could be a little bit cooler though on that south central locations and the east interior, possibly seeing mid 40s as well. We'll check out when that fog is hitting the coast, where it's hitting, and that outlook for rain and storms.
Thanks, Air. The Federal Reserve announced today it is cutting interest rates more than many experts predicted. The decision could help people trying to borrow money for a home or a car, but it might take a while to feel the effects. Bradley Blackburn reports from Wall Street.
Now that prices for everyday items are starting to ease, Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell says it's time to cut interest rates.
This recalibration of our policy stance will help maintain the strength of the economy and the labor market, and will continue to enable further progress on inflation.
The half-point cut moves the benchmark rate from its 23-year high of 5.25% down to 4.75%. The much-anticipated move comes after inflation dropped from a whopping 9.1% in 2022 to just 2.5%. Wall Street is welcoming this large rate cut. Investors are banking it'll give the economy a much-needed boost. Unemployment is on the rise, and higher mortgage rates are pushing up home prices, preventing people like Carl Lamberique from buying.
We placed an offer around the corner from here. We were $24,000 above asking, and we were number 16.
The Fed's decision will bring down borrowing rates, but it might take some time for borrowers to feel the effect. And the initial impact is expected to be small for loans like used cars, which are currently over 11%, and credit card rates now close to a record high.
What we know is directionally, interest rates will be coming down. What we don't know is how fast that will occur in each category.
The Fed said it envisions additional cuts this year and over the next 2 years.
Today's result isn't great news for savers. The Fed's decision will eventually bring down interest rates on savings accounts, including money markets and CDs. Restaurant workers are pushing lawmakers to stop incoming changes to the minimum and tipped wage system. A recent decision from the Michigan Supreme Court will raise minimum wage and phase out tipped wages starting in February. Groups advocating in favor of the decision say workers shouldn't have to rely on tips to make the wages they deserve. But the workers at today's rally say the reality is the removal of the tip credit will actually lead to layoffs and pay cuts.
This will change the restaurant industry forever, and not in a good, positive way. Please hear us all today. Please take action, and please help us to continue to do what we all love to do without punishing us and taking half or more of our income away.
We have more from today's protests on our website and our mobile news app. Escanava's Boniface Arts Center is celebrating 50 years in the making with a special exhibit. The gallery is filled with newspaper clippings and memorabilia detailing the center's history from the building's construction as a gymnasium in the 30s to becoming a haven for artists in the 70s. The gallery director says the Boniface's name has had a positive effect on countless people, and this exhibit aims to keep that legacy going for another 50 years.
We're paying homage to those that have come before us. I mean, there's so many people people that put in their time and dedication to make the Boniface be what it is today, that we want to give tribute to them.
The public is invited to share their stories of how the Boniface has impacted their lives at a 50 Years in the Making open house on October 9th. The free exhibit will remain on display through October 17th. Marquette is a world-class mountain bike destination, attracting riders worldwide. This weekend, the best of the best will compete in a race that many consider pretty crazy. Our John Truitt has a preview.
It's known as the hardest single-day mountain bike race in America, the Margie Gesick, a 100-mile race through the wilderness. 1,400 of the toughest bikers and runners will compete in this 25-hour, 100-mile race. And whether it's on foot, on two wheels, or both, it's a competition not for the faint of heart. Put on by Adventure 906, the course includes all Marquette County trail networks and traverses some of the most unforgiving terrain imaginable. I spoke to race director Todd Poquette, who gave me some insight into who would take part in this challenge.
We just want to bring people together to share, as humans always have, in something really hard and to experience the struggle together. And that's really what's at the root of the event.
The namesake of the race is Margie Gesick, a local Native American chief who guided the earliest area explorers in search of iron ore. Margie Gesick was an outstanding wilderness guide and the real discoverer of the Marquette Iron Range.
What better name and story and heritage than that, the discovery of iron ore here in Marquette County, to become the name of the event.
So many elements set this competition apart from others like it, from the extreme terrain to the fact that the event fills up within an hour after the race is posted, to the fact that it attracts a large number of women to a normally male-dominated sport.
Our percentage of women, which is around 25 to 30% of the field, is much higher than the national average. So I think that also speaks just to the overall accessibility of the event.
In conjunction with the main event, Adventure 906 also puts on a 50-mile race as well as a kids race. A lesser-known experience is the Margie 200, a devastating 200-mile journey that follows the same course as the 100-mile race, but doubled. In Marquette, John Truitt, WZMQ 19 News.
Although the purse for the race is just $1, each finisher gets a special handmade iron belt buckle to go along with all the bruises and blisters. A historic building in Negaunee has finally finished its roof renovation after 4 years. Negaunee's Vista Theater finished the construction of its new roof after collapsing in 2020 due to the gutter being clogged and water buildup. Roof construction started in the spring of 2022 and ended 2 weeks ago. For renovations, they redid the whole roof structure and added side drainage to prevent future water buildup and prolong the new roof's life.
Now the roof has been completed. The roof project is all completed at this portion. However, there is still some environmental contamination in the interior, and that's getting cleaned up as we speak and into the next coming month. And after that, it will be all sanitized and cleaned in there.
The city of Negaunee still has to clean and finish the interior before they plan to reopen in 2026. After over 50 years of serving homemade Italian food, Ralph's Deli in Ishpeming will be closing for good at the end of September, with the owner retiring. We spoke to owner Bruno Gervasi, who says the decision to close was very difficult to make. The Gervasi family has been serving Italian fare since the 1950s. Founder and namesake Ralph Gervasi started his famous deli in downtown Ishpeming, and after moving to several locations, ended up at their current place in 1986. Bruno Gervasi, Ralph's son, said the time had come to retire. Gervasi chose to close rather than sell it to keep Ralph's cuisine true to his father's high standards. Over the years, Ralph's Kudagi has won multiple awards, with customers routinely buying the Italian sausage in bulk and even shipping it to friends and family across the country. Ralph's last day will be Monday, September 30th. And coming up next on your 19 News, Sean Diddy Combs once again tries to request bail, but the judge denies him again. Plus, there's an increase in concern over the reliability of electric vehicles on the road. We'll tell you about a new report when we come back.
Amy Doyle reports at 6 and 11 on WZMQ 19 News.
Unlike other health concerns, mental illness is not always easy to see.
D-E-P-R.
Mental illness doesn't show up on a scale.
Bipolar?
Sorting out a mental health concern takes professional diagnosis and treatment.
Anxiety. I thought so.
If you or a loved one has a mental health concern, don't go it alone. For 24-hour free and confidential information and treatment referral, call 1-800-662-HELP. Learn more at samhsa.gov/support.
John's Auto has been voted the #1 dealer to buy pre-owned vehicle for longer than I've been alive. If you're looking for a vehicle, or if you're looking for someone to help with your current car, or if you need to get yours looking like new again, come see us at John's Auto Sales and Service, Marquette.
I'm Melissa Slotkin, and I'm running to be your next U.S. Senator. My life in public service started on 9/11. I joined the CIA and served 3 tours in Iraq alongside our military. I came back to work in the White House for 2 presidents, 1 Democrat, 1 Republican, serving whoever was my commander-in-chief. For me, service is not about partisanship. It's about doing what's right to protect our country. I approve this message because I refuse to let politics split us apart. When we work together, there's no problem we can't solve.
Shop our huge selection of Amish-crafted dining room sets at Kirkish Furniture in Houghton. Browse our large in-stock collection and customize with a special order. With 1-year no-interest financing available, plus free delivery. Shop Kirkish Furniture today.
Direct.
Don't you ever look up at the sky and roll your eyes. You hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, good.
Mathis Court is in session.
On WZMQ CBS.
Is your parents' car sounding funny? Do you hear any clunks, rattles, squeaks, or leaks? Tell them to call John's Auto Service Department for fast, friendly, and affordable service. Come see us at John's Auto Sales and Service, Marquette.
Now, award-winning WZMQ 19 First Warning Weather with Air Stastic.
Oh, if you've been missing those thunderstorms, they are on their way. At least the chances for them are. We could see them Thursday starting in the western portion of the UP before they continue overnight into our Friday for pretty much the entire UP. We'll time them out in just a moment. We could see some possibly strong thunderstorms on that Thursday evening for the west side there. We'll keep you posted though as we get closer to that time. For this evening, we'll be mostly in the 50s. Could see some 60s out there, of course. Ontonagon, a little bit warmer on the coastline there. We're looking at mostly clear to partly cloudy skies this evening. And if you have not checked out that full moon, or at least it's still the full moon. It's full. It's gorgeous. All right, right now, though, we've got temps in the 60s. South winds primarily staying fairly light. However, tomorrow we could see that change. And then we also have that UP honor flight that was postponed due to the fog yesterday. My friends, I'm sorry to say we do have chances of fog in the morning. I'll show you that in just a moment. That temperature, though, is going to be around 52 degrees. And then when you are in DC, the high is actually around 83 degrees, which you'll get close to that around 3 p.m. They also have chances of rain for the day, so make sure you've got a light jacket for that. And of course, your sunglasses or hat. And then returning to Escanaba, let's say 9 o'clock or for the evening, partly cloudy skies. So here is that fog that we're expecting around 7 a.m. That visibility reduced to 9.6 miles for Escanaba, a little bit less up there in Newberry. Munising, you're not out of the picture here. And then we'll see that clearing out as we get closer to around 10, 11 o'clock in the morning. Hopefully, though, they won't have to postpone again. And then we do have some chances of rain on the way. We are expecting anywhere from very light to light moderate accumulation over the next 3 days or so. We are looking to dry out on Saturday, but for Thursday, maybe up to 20% chance during the day, and then that increases as we get further into the evening. Scattered thunderstorms are expected on that Friday, up to 70% chance of showers, and then some thunderstorms. Okay, here we go. So looking at that west side there, we'll see that activity starting to increase around 9, 10 o'clock in the evening. Look at this angry little monster extending down into central Wisconsin. Eventually that is going to clear out though. And then around 3 a.m., if you're in Menominee County, heads up, you've got to some rumbles of thunder. 5 a.m. we're looking at most of Schoolcraft County into that 6 a.m. hour, and then that's going to head into Luce County as well as Chippewa and Mackinac County, some more rain precipitation. So expect a relatively wet commute on your Friday, even in the evening hours. Taking a look at the 7-day for Marquette, we've got gusts tomorrow up to 15 miles an hour. Everybody else could see up to 20 or 25.
All right, thanks, Air. And in New York City today, rapper Sean Diddy Combs was again denied bail this evening and ordered to remain in jail until his trial on federal sex trafficking and racketeering charges. Jerica Duncan reports a second judge rejected a big push by Combs' lawyer for home detention.
Sean Diddy Combs listened as the judge ordered him to remain behind bars pending his trial, which could take at least a year. His family was visibly upset as they left the courthouse.
Do you realistically see him spending most of the time behind bars before trial?
It's very much of a possibility at this point.
Combs is facing up to life in prison on multiple charges that include sex trafficking and racketeering. The 54-year-old offered to post $50 million bond, give up his cell phone and internet access, and restricting female visitors to family or mothers of his children had he been released. The multi-million-dollar Grammy winner will be housed at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, New York, an overcrowded facility that has been described as disgusting and inhumane. Prosecutors argued Combs is a serial abuser who threatened and coerced women into performing sexual acts at events Combs planned, which he called freak-offs. CBS News legal analyst Ricky Kleeman.
Why do you think Combs might be treated differently at this detention center than other detainees?
This detention center cannot afford the reality or the publicity of something bad happening to him.
We learned new information in court based on that hotel's surveillance video from 2016 where Combs is attacking his then ex-girlfriend. Federal prosecutors released text messages between the two after the incident where his ex-girlfriend says, quote, "I have a black eye and a fat lip, crazy bruising." Combs goes on to say, "Call me, cops are here. I got 6 kids. You gonna abandon me all alone?"
New research is shining a light on an unexpected danger on our highways. Chris Van Cleve reports it may get worse as more Americans switch to electric vehicles.
New crash tests indicate the safety infrastructure lining the nation's roads may not be strong enough to handle impacts from some electric vehicles, which tend to be heavier than their gas-powered counterparts. Here, tearing through the guardrail, or essentially lifting a similar barrier and passing below it.
Unfortunately, these guardrail systems, which have performed very well with gasoline vehicles historically, do not appear to be containing electric vehicles when impacting with similar types of conditions.
In July, the University of Nebraska rammed this 7,000-pound electric pickup into concrete barriers commonly used as freeway medians at 62 miles an hour. The truck weighs 2,000 pounds more than a gas-powered pickup. The barriers contained the collision, but chunks of concrete went flying, and some of the 5,000-pound barriers were pushed back 10 feet, 50% more than normal.
We're trying to create awareness so that there can be more research done.
Nebraska Senator Deb Fischer watched the test live. Did you expect to see what you saw?
It was eye-opening. There was a lot of damage. If there would have been vehicles on the other side of that barrier, we would have seen a severe accident.
More than 19,000 people died in crashes where their vehicle left the roadway last year. That's nearly half of all traffic deaths. This is how a guardrail is supposed to work, redirecting a vehicle back towards the road. But watch what happens when an electric sedan hits a standard guardrail. During new testing from the Texas Transportation Institute, the guardrail fails as the sedan rips through. In March, Senator Fischer asked NTSB Chair Jennifer Homendy about the issue.
Our guardrails, crash attenuators, they are rated up to 5,000 pounds. Many of these vehicles go up to 10,000 pounds. So that has an impact on safety.
A potential impact hitting the roads in ever-growing numbers.
Still to come on your 19 News, there's been a breakthrough in fingerprint technology that scientists hope will help solve crimes around the world. We'll be right back.
The wandering son returns. The older brother, who's been away from the family for over 1,000 days, is back. A little bolder, more sophisticated, stronger yet leaner. The all-new Land Cruiser resumes its place alongside the new, more dynamic Tacoma, the powerful Tundra, the legendary 4Runner, and the full-size adventuring Sequoia to reunite Toyota's 5 brothers. The family that plays together stays together. Toyota, let's go places.
Tonight, cars go vroom vroom. I'm serious, folks. That's number 1. Number 2, they go beep beep.
Bears New with Rachel Maddow, tonight on CBS.
Another thrilling week to play football. The NFL on CBS. Catch all of the action this week on WZMQ 19. This Sunday, the Miami Dolphins travel to Seattle to take on the Seahawks at 4:05. See you this Sunday for the NFL on WZMQ 19.
Looking out across the UP, you know it's a place worth fighting for, but it's a balance. Protect our economy and workers, and safeguard our way of life. That's why I support the Clean Water Plan to hold polluters accountable and protect our water. It's why I fought for mining and logging jobs, and I'll always stand up to my party when they're wrong. Now I'm working to make housing more affordable and make the UP energy independent, because my job is looking out for you.
We celebrating season 3, y'all. Did you choose joy today? It's premiere week on The Jennifer Hudson Show with America's Got Talent's Sofia Vergara. I love this show, first and foremost. Plus, the mom who upped her son's football skills. You are something special. Is about to get a super surprise.
The Jennifer Hudson Show, tomorrow at 5 on WZMQ TV CBS, followed by 19 News at 6. You're watching WZMQ 19 News, live and local, with Kevin Hodge.
Welcome back, everyone. Former President Donald Trump held a rally on New York's Long Island with enhanced security following Sunday's second assassination attempt. Vice President Kamala Harris warned of massive deportations if Trump returns to office. Both candidates missed out on a key endorsement. Skylar Henry has the latest from Washington.
Former President Donald Trump was welcomed by a friendly crowd on Long Island, New York, Wednesday.
We are going to win New York.
The Empire State usually votes Democrat in the presidential race, but Republicans are trying to hold on to the U.S. House and are pushing to protect lawmakers in vulnerable districts. There was a heavy security presence at the rally. The Secret Service says the former president now has the highest level of protection offered by the agency, the same level as a sitting president. The posture follows Sunday's apparent attempt on Trump's life.
A lot of friends and family were spooked, but I'm a diehard. I think he's done good for the country, and I want to be here to support him.
In Washington, Vice President Kamala Harris courted the Latino vote, criticizing her opponent's plans to deport every immigrant in the U.S. illegally. But a new poll shows more than half of Americans surveyed support Trump's plan.
How's that going to happen? Massive raids? Massive detention camps?
In a blow to the Harris campaign, the Teamsters announced for the first time in 28 years it will not endorse either candidate. It also released a poll Wednesday showing nearly 60% of members support endorsing Trump, compared to 34% for Harris.
We interviewed both candidates, and we were seeking commitments from both candidates, and we couldn't get solid commitments on our core issues like the PRO Act, like veto and national right to work, like staying out of labor disputes.
But late Wednesday, several Teamster councils in battleground states, including Nevada, Wisconsin, and Michigan, announced they're backing Harris.
Earlier tonight, several U.S. national security agencies said in a joint statement Iranian hackers tried to contact what was the Biden campaign over the summer to send sensitive information stolen from the Trump campaign. A spokesperson from the Trump campaign is questioning when the president and vice president's team knew about the material and if it was used. The Harris-Walz campaign says it was unaware of material, but that few individuals' personnel emails were targeted in the phishing and spam attack. Scientists have discovered a new material that's lighting up old fingerprints in a CSI breakthrough. Researchers in the UK hope their detective work will help investigators around the world solve more crimes. Tina Krause reports from London.
Fingerprints fascinate PhD student Nick Ross, and he and his chemistry colleagues think they may be on the verge of revolutionizing forensic investigations.
What we're hoping is that we'll be able to get fingerprints that current powders can't get.
Scientists in the UK and Brazil are studying a fluorescent nanomaterial that could help reveal fingerprints of the past.
Conclusive evidence.
Police worldwide have been lifting them for more than a century to nab suspects, but as most prints are made of water from sweat and natural oils, they often evaporate, leaving little evidence behind.
We should be able to get fingerprints that maybe someone's washed their hands more recently and they've touched something, but they've left less residue behind, but we're going to be able to get that using a more sensitive powder.
That sensitive powder is made from a novel nanoparticle researchers say makes it finer than traditional powders, allowing more detail to be captured.
With a nanoparticle, we have very small particles, very small pixels, so you can get very fine detail, a very high fidelity image.
And experts say less residue is needed for material to stick to all kinds of surfaces, including cash.
It's so clear. The fluorescence of the particles are so strong that there's no chance you mistake the detail for the banknote.
As fingerprints can hold clues to countless crimes, scientists hope their breakthrough will help detectives crack some cold cases.
Researchers say the nanomaterial sticks to metal, plastic, glass, and cash, as you saw in the story, giving detectives more help in lifting prints. The findings are published by the Royal Society of Chemistry. Drowning is the #1 cause of death for children with autism. It's why swimming lessons can be so important. Christiane Benavides introduces us to a family that's making sure their child receives this critical instruction.
Parents Jana and Russell D'Agostino worry about their 3-year-old daughter Daniela. Like other kids with autism, she's drawn to bodies of water.
We knew having her learn to swim was critical because I don't know if she's going to jump the pool fence or, God forbid, she gets in and no one's outside, or even worse, gets to the lake.
The D'Agostinos live in Florida, where pools, lakes, and beaches are accessible all year long.
My only hesitation was just if she was going to listen or not.
They enrolled her in swimming lessons that focus on survival skills in the water. Erin Cates is an instructor with the Baby Otter Swim School.
She falls in, she's going to know exactly what to do. She's going to turn around, she's going to turn, kick, and reach, and she's going to get up to that wall, and she's going to hold and wait for us.
The Autism Society of Florida says drowning is the leading cause of death for children on the autism spectrum.
The drowning rate for kids with autism is 160 times greater than other children.
It's in part due to autism elopement, when children run or wander away from caregivers. Most drownings occur in backyard swimming pools, and nearly 1 in 3 parents of a child with autism reports they've had close calls. Mindy York is president of the Baby Otter Swim School.
This is as important as a car seat, and make it a priority.
Kick and reach.
Critical lessons that are saving lives.
The Autism Society says 91% of deaths in children with autism 14 or younger are due to drowning. Coming up after the break, Air has your final look at weather. She'll tell us more about what we can expect this week in the Outlook. Plus, a select few of black women are given the Congressional Gold Medal for their work with NASA. More on their story when we come back.
It's Boots and Knives Month at Richardson Jewelers, downtown Marquette. With the purchase of an engagement ring, you'll get your choice of a Rapid River hunting knife or a certificate to go towards a pair of Red Wing boots.
Richardson Jewelers. Tonight,
Cars go vroom, vroom. I'm serious, folks. That's #1. #2, they go beep, beep.
Colbert's New with Rachel Maddow. Tonight on CBS.
Riverside Chrysler wants to know, what drives you?
The pursuit of adventure.
The support of family, friends, and community.
The thrill of the open road.
I love all the power.
It's Ram Power Days, and Riverside Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has up to $11,065 in total savings on a new 25 Ram Bighorn.
Come on down to Riverside Chrysler of Escanaba.
See for yourself what drives us.
Our home is a spectacular place, with community events like these supported by TV19. The UP State Fair, Downtown Farmers Market, the Blueberry Festival, plus the UP 200. Wednesday Night Market, the Celebrity Art Auction, Music on 3rd Street, Baraga Block Party, the Children's Museum Culinary Journey, Myers State Games of Michigan, and the Children's Miracle Network Picnic. WZMQ 19, proud that this is home.
Help! When you fall and can't get help, you will lie on the floor for hours or days in constant, terrible anguish. But with Life Alert, one touch of a button can get you help fast. Life Alert saves a life every 11 minutes.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-998-6449. That's 1-800-998-6449.
I'm Sophia Murphy at the Capitol in Lansing, only on WZMQ 19 News.
Current temperatures still fairly warm out there. We can expect them to be a little bit milder overnight, in the 50s for the most part, a little bit cooler for the south central locations. And if you're looking to fish tomorrow, Belay's bait and tackle forecast looks pretty good until noon when those clouds start to clear. We're expecting mostly sunny skies, but in the morning, if you like fog, there you go. You've got patchy fog expected till around 10 o'clock in the morning there. And then tomorrow is the final Music on 3rd Street here in downtown Marquette. And we're looking at around 77 degrees when that kicks off at 7 p.m. Partly sunny skies, mostly sunny skies. And then you could see some precipitation on your commute on Friday. So we're looking ahead to Friday. A lot more accumulation for the east half compared to the central and western locations. And if you're wondering what's going on this month, yeah, we're actually pretty dry. We're well below average rainfall.
Thanks, Air. Finally tonight, a group of black mathematicians crucial to NASA's success during the space race are finally getting their due. The so-called hidden figures were honored Wednesday during a congressional gold medal ceremony in Washington, 3 of them posthumously. Families of the 4 women, Katherine Johnson, Dorothy Vaughan, Mary Jackson, and Christine Darden, were on hand to receive the medals.
Thank Congress for its continued support enabling the first woman and the first person of color to bring back samples from the poles of the moon, from Mars, and across the universe.
Another medal was symbolically presented to all those whose contributions to NASA went unrecognized during the period.
Incredible.
Incredible.
Incredible women. Thank you for all that you've done.
Yeah, you have to be pretty smart to do that.
Absolutely, and determined.
Absolutely. All right, everyone, that's all we have for you. We'll see you tomorrow.
"19 News is brought to you by Kirkish Furniture. Here's your WZMQ CBS This Is Home Community Calendar.